Hey guys, and welcome back. My name is Mrs. Berg, and I am the Dean of Students. You've seen a couple of me a little bit, but I just want to take some moment to kind of go through what are some expectations we have while we are in the cafeteria. The cafeteria is always one of those stressful times because there's a lot going on. You have 20 minutes to eat, and then you have to get outside, and so it just gets a little chaotic. And sometimes when things get chaotic, we don't always remember what we should and shouldn't do. So I just kind of want to review a little bit about what our expectations are for those of you that are sixth, seventh, and eighth graders. And for our fifth graders, kind of go through one more time what it's going to be like while you're in this cafeteria. Obviously, if you look around, it's pretty quiet in here. It will be a little bit louder. So we just kind of want to remember how to be respectful, how to be responsible, and how to be safe while we're in the cafeteria. When we want to be respectful, we want to remember that we want to kind of show patience. There's a lot of you that have to come through. And so if you're taking hot lunch while you're waiting, you're going to kind of want to run through. So we want to make sure that we're being patient, that we're saying please and thank you, and that we're kind of asking permission to leave the seat. You have no problem of trying to get up to go to use the restroom. We just want to make sure we're asking permission for that. So in order to be responsible in the cafeteria, we want to make sure that we're washing our table. A lot of us come through, and so we have four different lunches. We want to make sure that we're washing our table. In order to wash the table, what's going to happen is an EA is going to come through and they're going to spray down your table. And then you are going to make sure that you are being responsible and you're sharing this responsibility with your table mates. And one person is going to go ahead and they're going to wash the table down. So understand that we're going to kind of, do that at the end of our lunch. We want to make sure that that we are recycling. Behind me in those yellow barrels are our recycling bins. So we want to make sure we're recycling and throwing away all of our garbage. Most importantly, we need to remain in our seat. It's one thing to get up and to go ahead and throw away your garbage or go ahead and go grab an a la carte item or even ask permission to use the restroom. But we don't want to be walking around talking to our friends. It just creates a lot of unneeded noise and movement. We want to be responsible for ourselves and we want to remain in our seats. Again, we also want to make sure that we're using an appropriate volume. There is a lot of you. This is a closed space, and so those volume levels, they travel. And so we want to make sure we're keeping our volume level at a reasonable level, a 1, so that we can all make sure that we're listening, following along, and understanding where we are going. And finally, we want to make sure that we are being safe. You want to make sure, if you happen to be sitting out in the comments, we want to make sure that we're pushing those chairs in if we have one. We need to make sure that we are cleaning up after ourselves. We don't want anything left on the floor. If you spill something, it's okay. Just let us know so that we can make sure we clean it up. And also just kind of help. And again, that safety, we want to make sure that you are asking permissions before you leave. Once the cafeteria is done, and we are all set and ready to go, some of you are going to have lunch first, and then you're going to head outside. And when we head outside, we want to make sure that we're waiting to be dismissed. We do not just stand up and get to go out to recess. You need to make sure that you are waiting for the EA to say, all right, let's go. And then your table is washed and clean, and then you can follow their directions. You cannot leave where you are going. If you are leaving the cafeteria, it is, and you have recess next, the expectation is that you are actually heading out to recess. We are not going places unless we have a pass. If we are done with lunch and we are heading to our classes, the expectation is you are grabbing your items and you are heading into that class time. Another safety concern is we need to make sure that if we're bringing those backpacks or that lunch or whatever, our coats, whatever it may be, we cannot bring that into the cafeteria. Do not bring your items into that cafeteria. It's unsafe. It causes too much congestion for what that will be. And we just need to make sure that we're keeping all of those items in the cubbies or tucked underneath our seat in the lunchroom. Okay, so we want to make sure that we're following those guidelines to keep yourselves safe. If you follow these, you'll have an enjoyable lunch. We'll see you guys soon. Bye.